Okay, hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about the book Bring Down the Stars by Emma Scott. It's a duology, and the second book is Long Live the Beautiful Hearts, I think is the second book. But we're going to talk about the first book today. Um, when I read this book, I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. I know it seems like in the reviews, people either really love it, give it 5 stars, or they don't like it and it gets 1 star. I mean, I thought it was a very good story. I understand it's kind of like one of those retell stories, from a long ago romance, but I think how Emma Scott, personally, for me, I think the way she wrote it was very good. But yet, it seemed I gave it a 3 because it seemed kind of amateurish, in the sense that not the writing. I thought the writing was very good, but these are supposed to be college students, kids going to college or university or something. And again, the romance writing and the behavior between everyone is so elementary schoolish. The basis of the story is you have Connor, Weston, and Autumn. Now, Weston and Connor are best friends. Connor's the rich guy, Weston's the poor guy. Autumn is also comes from a struggling family. The good thing is that Connor is not a douche, even though he's rich. His family are douchebags, but Connor's actually a decent guy. So they, all are together. They are at the same college slash university. I can't remember which one it was. It's been a while since I've read the book. And both of the men fall in love with Autumn. Well, Connor, even he's like the typical jock, right? He doesn't know how to talk to women because he never had to talk to women. They always threw themselves at him, so, he just kind of had to show up and smile, and they're like, oh. And so he never really had to do anything to woo or maintain a relationship with a female. Weston, on the other hand, is very not self assured at all. And he truly fell in love with Autumn. Well, they both did. Well, Autumn then starts dating Connor and falls in love with him. She sees a poem on a desk because Connor and Weston share the same college room. And Connor says, "Oh, yeah, I wrote that and I wrote it for you." When in reality, it was Weston who wrote it, but he actually wrote it for Autumn, but Autumn and Connor don't know that, but Connor does know that that is Weston's poem. But anyway, this poem is what facilitates Autumn's falling for Connor. Well, to make a long story short, in the end, she finds out that the guys weren't really being true. So she gets upset and, she kind of walks away from all of them because she feels like she's been used and lied to. You know, I don't. It doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't completely ring true to me and for my ears because it's like, if you have one guy who's trying to help his best bud, you know, if the guys could go one of two ways, right? Because they both love the same girl. And they could become bitter enemies and hate each other, or one can take a little more mature, although not realistic, way around and help his friend win the girl that he thinks he loves, right? And it just becomes this back and forth dance. It is well written, and they're good characters, and it's definitely, I think, worth the read for sure. I still will stick to my 3 out of 5 stars. Again, only because of how immature the characters appear to be or are written to be. Again, they're supposed to be adults, but they're behaving like they're in grade school. No, I pulled her pigtail first. I love her type of thing. It's kind of so that was a little off-putting for me. But there, I'm trying to find. these really, but it has lots of really good quotes in it. I'm trying to see if I can find one. Oh, you know what though? Forget the quotes. I think I'm going to just read to you guys the poem. Now, I think Emma Scott wrote this as, the Weston character, but it is so beautiful. It really is a very beautiful poem. And it says, "For you I would bring down the stars, wreath their fire around your neck like diamonds, and watch them pulse to the beat of your heart. For you I would capture the candlelight in the palm of my hand, give my breath to give it life, a whisper, my love, so that it may grow bright and hot and burn me. For you I would drink the salted oceans until their depths were swallowed into the depth of me. How deep it is, this life, this love for you, I cannot touch bottom, I never will. For you I would mine the stony earth until it relinquished the secrets of time, cracks in the stone, wrinkles of the earth, as she turns her face to another new day. And so I wish to live every one of mine with you. For you I would be myself at long last. I would live in my skin and breathe my words, in my own voice, tinged with the accent of a child calling to a car that will never stop, and in the fading echo, nothing remains but the truth of me, that is the love of you. I have loved you with both hands tied behind my back, bound with pen and ink, paper and words, sealed with someone else's name, until this moment, in which I am nothing but a man who loves a woman. There is nothing left to say except to give all of my heart for you." Those words, I'm telling you, they are so powerful when they come at the section of the book that they do. It is overwhelming, and I have to admit it made me cry in the book when we got to that point, and I wasn't expecting that, because all of a sudden you've been reading Weston's character all this time, and when he finally just pours out his emotions and his thoughts and his feelings about how he feels about Autumn, it's really like almost overwhelming. You're just like, oh my God, and that made it really a very good point in the book. And it was a good place for me to I guess, well, no, it doesn't end there. It comes close to that point after that poem. The book comes to an end. But it is still so beautiful between the characters. The second book, I'm not going to give away the full, the spoilers on how the first book ends, because there is a second book, and we'll do a review on that one as well. And then I'll just go ahead and give spoilers. The book's been out long enough, it's okay. But really, it's, if you're looking for a good romance that is not about anger and bitterness and brutal competition and I'm going to rip you apart to get what I want, this is the book for you. It's about honest compulsions among three people who care about each other, and then they're trying to figure it out the best way they can, and they make lots and lots of mistakes in the process. And, I see some reviews where they really criticize Weston for trying to help Connor, keep Autumn, because, Autumn at first is attracted to Connor and she falls in love with him and all this other stuff. And so instead of being angry and bitter and trying to sabotage that relationship, Weston is mature enough to say, okay, I can, I love her too, but she clearly has feelings for him. So I want what's best for my friend, and I want what's best for the woman that I love. And that I guess turned some people off, but I thought that was kind of a unique perspective. Anyway, I thought it was a very good book, and the poem was, like I said, when you get to that part and you're reading that poem, tears. You're just like crying, going, oh my God. It's like one of those things that women are like, you gotta have a guy say something like this to you. And it's just, it's good. It's perfect. That, it was like perfect timing. So I do recommend the book. I think it's very good. Again, 3 out of 5 stars. And I think you guys will find it worth your read. So I say thumbs up, great book, Bring Down the Stars, Emma Scott.